In this week's Torah portion of Shelach, we read the horrifying story of the spies. Chapter 13 in the book of Numbers, Moses appoints one person from each tribe to go check out the promised land, see if it's all it's cracked up to be. So these 12 spies head into Israel. They bring back a report as follows. They say, starts off real good. It really is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's the land of milk and honey. And look at this fruit we brought back. They bring back these enormous grapes. It takes multiple spies to carry these huge grapes on these poles. And they bring back a huge pomegranate and a huge fig. They say it's a land flowing with milk and honey. But, they go on to say, there's no way we will ever be able to conquer it. The people there are huge. The cities are fortified. They're giants. We have no chance. That's what 10 of the spies say. Caleb and Joshua, the two dissenting spies, say, what are you talking about? Of course we're going to be able to conquer it. God is on our side. Remember as a kid in school, you're in the schoolyard at recess, you start picking up teams, and everybody knows when you choose teams, whoever chooses first, the other team gets the next 2 picks. Well, if you get to pick first, like we were able to do, and you get to pick God on your team, it doesn't matter if the other team picks 10 million people, you're going to win. And that's what Joshua and Caleb tried to convince the Israelites. But they didn't buy it. They listened to the bad report of the majority 10 spies, and they started crying and started saying to Moses, this is ridiculous. We don't want to go to Israel. We're never going to be able to conquer it. Let us go back to Egypt. We never should have left. And they get punished very severely. The 10 spies die in a plague. The other Israelites are doomed to wander for another 40 years in the desert before they can get to the promised land, and they don't even get there. Only their children make it. And I heard once an interesting explanation that even the seemingly innocuous or seemingly positive beginning of the report of the spies was actually calculatingly mischievous as follows. What did they bring back? Grapes, a pomegranate, a fig. But Israel's also known for other species. Wheat, barley, olives. If you have wheat and you have barley and you have olive oil, you can make bread. Bread is a staple. Grapes and figs and pomegranates are dessert items. So what was the insidious, nefarious message with which the 10 spies began their report? The message was, Israel, great place to visit. Fantastic beaches, delicious fruit, but you can never live there. No bread. And so we have to be very careful not to repeat that same transgression. If we de-emphasize the centrality of the state of Israel to the Jewish people, our promised land, if we don't realize just how important it is to us as the Jewish people, we may well be repeating the transgression of the spies. If we repeat over bad things about Israel, it's, beautiful trip. How could you ever live there? The prices or the apartments or this or that, that's a problem. That's a big problem. We have to realize as follows. Every weekday when I go outside, I need 3 things. I have to pat myself down and make sure I have my wallet, I have my BlackBerry, and I have my car keys. If I have those 3 things, I'm good to go. The Jewish people have to realize that we need 3 things. We need our God, we need our Torah, and we need our land. It's interesting that the Ministry of Tourism of Israel's logo is the spies carrying on poles those huge grapes. Well, that makes sense. They're the Ministry of Tourism. Great place to visit. But we have to realize it's more than just a great place to visit, which it is. It's also a great place to live. Even if we can't live there yet, we should realize that ideally, that's where we belong. That's where we can reach our fullest potential as Jews. That's where so many of the commandments of the Torah can only be fulfilled in our country, in Israel, in the Promised Land.